What's going on, everybody out in YouTube land? Welcome back to another episode of Game Bunker Adventures, GBA. In this episode I'm going to show some of my recent game pickups since my last pickups video, basically. I'm not going to do these in any particular order, but I've got quite a few games to show here, so let's get into this so we don't waste much time. I'm going to start out with the Game Boy. I didn't pick up a whole lot of Game Boy games in the last couple weeks or so, but this is what I got. I basically got these for really cheap, and that's the reason why I picked most of these up. But for the Game Boy, the original Game Boy, I got Mortal Kombat, I got Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle 2, I got Tiny Toon Adventures Bab's Big Break, and I got Arcade Classics 1, which includes Asteroids and Missile Command. So yeah, those are my Game Boy pickups in the last, I don't know, week or two. I really like collecting for the Game Boy, and whenever I can find games for real cheap, I go ahead and pick them up. Alright, moving right along, we'll get into some of the Nintendo 64 games I picked up. I got some really good games in here that I'm pretty happy to add to my collection. The first game that I got for the Nintendo 64 is Road Rash 64. I mean, a lot of people really hate on this game, and granted, it's not as good as some of the Sega Genesis counterparts, Road Rash 2 being one of my favorite racing games ever. But, you know, when I play this, I don't hate it. The graphics aren't very good, but it's Road Rash, and it's a racing game where you beat on the opponents. And like I said, I don't hate it. But yeah, for Nintendo 64, Road Rash 64. Another game that I picked up that I quite enjoyed a lot when I was playing it was Spider-Man for the Nintendo 64. You know, this game reminds me of a very archaic version of the new Spider-Man game on PS4. It's got a lot of the same gameplay, just, you know, obviously not as good. But, you know, you web sling to different buildings, kind of an open world, sort of, even though it's very linear. But you have missions that you have to do, like saving innocent people and defusing bombs and stuff like that. But I actually really had a lot of fun with this and plan on putting some more time into the game. But yeah, Spider-Man on the Nintendo 64. Next up, I got Mario Party for the Nintendo 64. Still a whole lot of fun. My wife and I love playing this together. And then, last but not least for Nintendo 64, I got Mega Man 64. This is not my favorite Mega Man game. They incorporated some RPG elements into this, but still, it's a Mega Man game that I didn't have, so happy to have it. Mega Man 64. Alright, moving right along, I'm going to show you a couple Switch games that I got in the last week or two. I went ahead and finally picked up Yoshi's Crafted World on the Nintendo Switch. I haven't played this a whole lot, but from what I have played, I actually really enjoy this. I think the art style is fantastic, and the gameplay is good. But I'm looking forward to beating this in the near future. But yeah, Yoshi's Crafted World. And then a limited run release that showed up that I bought a while ago. And I don't even know if I'm pronouncing this right, but I got Aegis Defenders for the Nintendo Switch. Aegis Defenders, something like that. But yeah, I know nothing about this and haven't even put it in yet. But still, a limited run game that I'm happy to add to the collection. Alright, so I only have one GameCube game here, and it's nothing special, but it was something I didn't have, and it was cheap. So I got NHL 2003 for the GameCube. I'm actually missing most of the sports games for the GameCube, so I'm probably going to start knocking a bunch of those off the list. So, NHL 2003 on the GameCube. I literally never play my Xbox, which is kind of sad, because it's not a terrible system. There's just not a whole lot on there that I want to play that I can't play somewhere else. But one of my buddies has a game store, and I got a couple of games from him that he was selling for really cheap for the Xbox One. So I got Mafia 3 for the Xbox One. I haven't even put these in the system yet. And I got the Day 1 edition of Dark Souls 3. This one has a slipcover, which I'm a sucker for. But yeah, so I picked up those games for the Xbox One. I literally never pick up games for the Xbox One, but when I can have them for this cheap, why not, right? Alright, so next we will go to the Super Nintendo games that I've picked up. I got some great games in here. So this one I just got yesterday, I think, and I was playing it for a little bit. It's a very interesting game. It's kind of like a platformer, but from what I've played, the stages go up and down instead of left and right. And you're literally a guy trying to catch ingredients that has escaped from his refrigerator. So for Super Nintendo, I got Out to Lunch. Like I said, it's fun from what I've played. The music is kind of annoying, but, you know, who knows. I've only played like 3 stages. But yeah, Out to Lunch for the Super Nintendo. This one right here is insanely fun. I played this for about 30 minutes before I started filming this video. I just got it in the mail probably 2 days ago or so. It's a beat 'em up, which side-scrolling 2D beat 'em ups is one of my favorite genres of games. But for the Super Nintendo, I got Stone Protectors. I didn't know too much about this game before I picked it up, but I was pretty excited to find out that it was a side-scrolling beat 'em up. The graphics are great, very color and vibrant stages, unique enemies, and I also like the fact that you can select from either 5 or 6 characters to play in the game as, which all seem pretty unique as well. But yeah, I'm definitely going to put more time into this. Stone Protectors on the Super Nintendo. And then last, and probably least, to be honest, this was really cheap, so I picked it up. I didn't have it. And I've got a soft spot for Disney games on retro systems. I got Timon and Pumbaa's Jungle Games on the Super Nintendo. I just put this in to see if it worked. I really haven't played it. But yeah, still happy to have it. So yeah, Timon and Pumbaa's Jungle Games. It looks like a collection of mini games, basically like party games. Alright, so that's it for Super Nintendo for this pickups video. Now I'm going to go into my NES games that I picked up. I got some great games in here too, including a Grail, one that I've been looking to pick up for a while. And my buddy that has that game store I was talking about, he gave me a great deal on this game, and I'm super happy to have it. I'll probably show that last. But first up on NES, I haven't played this yet, so I don't really know what the gameplay is, to be honest. But I've got Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back on the NES. But I mean, you know, it's a Star Wars game. I gotta have it. This is actually a really fun game. It's like a platformer, beat 'em up kind of game. But I haven't gotten too far into it, but it has really good graphics. And I've enjoyed what I've played. But I got Conquest of the Crystal Palace. Like I said, basically like a side-scrolling platformer action game with beat-em-up elements. But yeah, I suggest getting this game if you can and playing it, because I was having a blast with this. Alright, another game I just got like a couple days ago that I don't know a whole lot about, but from what I was playing, it seems like an adventure game with some platforming elements in it. Also some combat, but to be honest, what I was playing, the combat was not very good. But I got Stanley, The Search for Dr. Livingston. Stanley, The Search for Dr. Livingston. I don't know a whole lot about this game. Didn't even know this game existed not that long ago. But when I found out that it was out there, I decided to pick it up. And like I said, from what I've played, it's not terrible, but I do need to put some more time into it. So yeah, Stanley, The Search for Dr. Livingston on the NES. This game right here is not good, but it is a licensed NES game, so I had to get it. It's a simulator, and what's kind of strange about it is it's a tarot card simulator. And from what I was reading, it's one of the only licensed games that has nudity in it, which honestly I didn't get far enough to see any nudity, and I probably won't. But for NES, I got Taboo, The Sixth Sense. Yeah, like I said, it looks like this is a tarot card simulator of some sorts. So I don't really know what kind of fan base this game has, but had to pick it up. So now for the Grail of this pickups, and the game I'm most happy to get. And like I said, I cannot thank my friend enough for letting me get this from him. As far as I know, it came from his personal collection. But for the NES, I got Metal Storm. This is a game I've been wanting to pick up for a long time, but as I'm sure most of you know, this is a $100 plus NES game. And like I said, I got it for a pretty darn good deal. One that I'm happy with, and the game appears to be in pretty good shape. And for you guys that don't know, this is like a action platformer game, but the gimmick in this game is you can reverse gravity. Basically, you can walk on the ceiling and then go back to the floor, back and forth, back and forth. You have to reverse gravity to traverse the stages. But yeah, very fun game. I have not put a whole lot of time into it, but I will be putting more time into this game. So yeah, probably my best pickup, in the last couple weeks, and the game that I'm most excited to add, and a Grail, is Metal Storm for the NES. And I strongly suggest people play this game. If you don't want the cart, because of the price of it, emulate it. But this game deserves to be played. Alright. For the 3DS, I don't pick up very many games for the 3DS, but I got this real cheap, and I figured why not, because I love this character in the GameCube. I've heard this is not the best game though, but for the 3DS, I got the Amiibo bundle for Chibi Robo Ziplash. So yeah, and I'm a sucker for big box games too. I do not collect Amiibos, but I do think that he is pretty cool in there. But yeah, haven't played this. As a matter of fact, this is still sealed, but still happy to add Chibi Robo Ziplash to the 3DS collection. Alright, so last but not least, I'm going to show you my Wii pickups. I'm conservatively going for a complete Wii set, which I know is kind of crazy. And I probably picked up another 50 Wii games or so other than this, but I'm sure you guys aren't interested in all the shovelware like Project Runway and All-Star Cheer Squad, so I'm not going to show those, but I will show a couple of the games that are better in my opinion, because a lot of people dog on the Wii, but there's a lot of good games on the Wii, games that I really enjoy playing. And one of the subsets for the Wii that I'm going for that's actually kind of fun to collect is all of the mature rated titles on the Wii. So I did get at least one more of those in this bundle here. But starting out for the Wii, I'm going to go pretty fast. I got Far Cry Vengeance. And I haven't played any of these, to be honest. I've got to resurface the discs, and then I'm going to give them a shot. So I don't know a whole lot about most of these games. But yeah, Far Cry Vengeance on the Wii. I'm going to butcher this name because I don't really know how to say it. Tatsunoko vs. Capcom Ultimate All-Stars. But I've heard this is actually a really good fighting game on the Wii, so I cannot wait to jump into this and see what it's all about. Alright, and I got this in a lot of games that had mostly just a bunch of filler in it, and this really isn't the greatest game, but I mean, I'm still happy to have it. I actually have fun with this game, but I got Sonic Riders Zero Gravity on the Wii. Next up, I got Wario Land Shake It for the Wii. Another mature rated Wii game that I'm really happy to have. The Wii has so many good light gun games, and this is one of them in my opinion. But I got Dead Space Extraction for the Wii. And who didn't love this Sega Saturn game? This one's not as good, but I still like it. But I've got Knight's Journey of Dreams for the Wii. And this one right here is still factory sealed, which I'll probably keep it that way and just pick up an open one to play, because I do really like this on the Wii. I got the new NBA Jam for the Wii. And like I said, this is brand new factory sealed. So yeah, really happy to add these Wii games to the collection as ones that I'll probably actually play. And I'm also happy to add the 50 or so that are just going to be on the shelf as filler. But yeah guys, so that's going to do it for my pickups in this video. Stay tuned in the future for more pickup videos. And if you could please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video around. I haven't really decided yet, but I'll probably do a giveaway once I hit 50 subscribers. I might wait till 100, it just depends. But yeah, so definitely share around, because once I get to those totals, I will be doing a giveaway on this channel. And, you know, until next time guys, just go out there and play some games and have some fun.